Well, today we want to dig into your health by talking about positive changes we can make to our diets. Dr. Kohli has some tips to help you try something new, a plant-based meal.
Dr. Kohli, it's so great to see you. How are you?
Hi, Danny. I'm doing well. How are you doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I'm doing well. I'm bummed because we were in person for so long. Now we're back at home. But being back at home gives me the opportunity to show you this embarrassing sight. Okay, so I'm going to show you my fridge. And don't mind the mess because it's very messy. Look at how much meat. Okay, I have so much meat and eggs and all this stuff in my fridge. I have shrimp. I have, oh gosh, leftover pizza and turkey wraps. But that's what we're talking about today. We want to talk about a plant-based diet, something that I have not even explored. So what are the benefits of a plant-based diet?
Thank you, Danny, for showing me your fridge. And I am really hopeful that after today, you will think about more of a plant-based diet. So plant-based diet basically means that you're focusing more on fruits and vegetables in your diet. It doesn't mean you absolutely have to get rid of meat altogether, but the primary focus of most of your meals is fruits and vegetables. And there's so many benefits to this, Danny. So I really hope that you'll consider it seriously because it benefits our brain. So people who have plant-based diet have higher levels of cognition and lower levels of dementia. It reduces our risk for cancer. So whether you're vegan or vegetarian, it can substantially reduce your risk by 8 to 15% of certain types of cancers. As a cardiologist, of course, heart disease is near and dear to my heart. And we know that plant-based diets reduce your cholesterol, they reduce your risk for heart disease, they also reduce your risk for heart failure, for diabetes, and lots of other cardiovascular complications. And of course, it makes us look good too, because people who eat plant-based actually have more weight loss and just feel more energetic as well.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. So there's so many benefits to doing this. Like you said, I'm already starting to alter my mind here just thinking about this. Let's talk about some of the substitutions maybe that we can use instead of meat, because I think the biggest reason for me that I haven't gone that direction is because I generally like the taste of meat. I like being able to, have that incorporated into my diet. So we've heard about some of these Impossible burgers or other meat substitutions. Can you tell us more about these? Are these just as good for us?
Yeah, so we have really good choices now for plant-based diet. So first, I want to start with some of the non-processed choices that we have, such as tofu, tempeh, seitan, which is a wheat gluten-based, kind of meat alternative. These are all excellent sources of protein that we need to think about enriching in our diets. But as you mentioned, Danny, there's also these meat substitutes like the Impossible Burger and Beyond meat and all of those other types of substitutes. Now, those I would take with a tiny grain of salt, no pun intended, because it's not necessarily true that they're healthier for you than the actual meat, because it depends on which one you're having and how they're made. So they are processed, so they're processed food. They could have high levels of sodium in them as well. So you really want to turn that over, look at the label, then decide whether or not it's something that you think would actually be a better alternative to the actual meat itself. But regardless, every single plate that you have should be half fruits and vegetables, 1/4 some sort of lean protein, some of the vegetable-based ones that we just talked about, and 1/4 of a whole grain or carbohydrate that's complex.
So, Dr. Coley, if we do decide to go plant-based, are there vitamins and supplements we need to be aware of that we might be losing if we take that route?
That is a great question, Danny. So the plant-based people may have deficiencies of certain vitamins, like vitamin B12 in particular, because a lot of that comes from animal-based products, and also iron. So it's really important, and a lot of my vegan friends do this regularly, to get their vitamin B12 levels checked a couple of times a year, just to make sure that they're not getting deficient, or to talk to your doctor about whether just empirically supplementing with some vitamin B12, which is a vitamin that is water soluble, it's pretty harmless, might be a good idea if you decide to go plant-based.
Now, another thing is that it's so difficult, I'm sure, to just do this cold turkey, and also no pun intended, to really just start right off the bat here, doing this all the time. So do we have to be plant-based all the time to get the benefits, or can we do it sometimes? Can we start slow? What do you think?
That's the good news there. You do not have to do it all the time to get the benefits. In fact, even just starting with a couple of days a week. So I like to call it Meatless Monday and Vegan Wednesday. So just 2 days a week. If you're somebody who loves to eat meat, think about just going entirely plant-based. Another way to do it is just to decrease the portion of the meat in every diet, in every meal that you're having, and increase the number of plants and fruits and vegetables that you have. But really sort of slowly inch your way into the plant-based world, Danny. That's the best way to make it sustainable. It's the best way to make it palatable. And it's also a great way to have a little fun and try some new things and see if you might like some of these, you know, plant-based meat alternatives or some of the other vegan substitutes that we have out there.
All right, well, Dr. Kohli, I'm going to start with Meatless Monday, and I'm going to clean out my fridge and go ahead and give you a look at it after I do so. So thank you again so much for teaching us more about what's really good for our bodies. We appreciate it.
I love it. Thank you, Danny.
All right, guys, I cleaned out my fridge and I tried Meatless Monday, and it's really not that bad, so try it. Head to 9health365.org to learn more about all of this, and make sure to check your health through 9Health 365 at Quest Diagnostics. You can make an appointment today.